PBS 12 and Sounds on 29th, and you're watching the We Are Denver Network. Art is crucial to our everyday lives, and supporting the artists who create it is just as crucial. How we show up for each other, how we treat each other, and how we support each other in this moment will determine what the future holds for us as friends, neighbors, comrades, and collaborators. The artists featured here on the network are working hard to make art that moves you. If you connect with a poet, comedian, or musician's work that you see or hear on this network, donate directly to them. Be a part of supporting artists now so they can continue to create in the future. All forms of art are great avenues for change, connection, and collective community power. At PBS 12, we know what community power looks like. It looks like you, your neighborhood, your world. Thank you for watching the We Are Denver Network, and thank you for supporting the independent arts community in Denver, Colorado, and beyond.
Do you want to get me from this side?
Dave Stidman, one of the owners of Wax Trax Records.
Hi, I'm Dave Wilkins. I'm the manager here at Wax Trax.
My name is Michael.
My name is Heather Ovia, and I am a counter person that works at the vinyl store.
It started around 1975 with two other owners, Jim Nash and Danny Flesher. They started up on Ogden Street. Then they moved down here around 1976. Dwayne Davis and I bought this in 1978. The only thing we bought was use of the name, and we brought in our own inventory.
How could you not want a job at Wax Trax?
I had a friend who had a friend who needed a ride from Denver.
20 years ago, I had first moved to Denver, and that was the only thing I could think about doing was finding a record store.
So she said, "What kind of job do you want when you move up to Denver?"
I was so happy because they had such a great selection, and everybody was so nice.
And I said I would love to work at a record store because I moved back here to be in a band. That music is really what I want to do. It would be amazing. And then she was like, "Oh yeah, well, I'm really good friends with Dwayne Davis at Wax Trax."
I more or less made them give me a job. When I found out that one of the original employees was leaving, I just said, "Okay, I'm replacing him." "Oh, really? Did he say that?" "Oh yeah, sure."
See if I can get you an interview. And Dwayne gave me a little music quiz.
I was a record collector.
And he was like, "Yeah, you can work here if you want to." I was like, "Awesome."
It was a way I thought of getting all the records I wanted.
It still means what it did back then. A store that does everything on its own terms, gets the music it wants, gets the music it likes, and tries to expose other people to that.
I wanted to open a store that would represent the kind of store that I always was looking for.
We were like the only people in town who brought in the stuff from the British import distributors. And that was kind of what set us apart in the very, very beginning, because you could not find the stuff elsewhere.
We have a really good selection of 45s, which other stores probably don't deal with.
That's what brought me in originally. You know, the first Clash album wasn't released until 2 years later in America. And I went all around town. They just, I'll try this little crap hole called Wax Trax, and I finally found it, and life changed right there.
You know, a lot of people come through that haven't been here before and say it's a great store.
My name is Matt Megacy. I'm owner and partner over at Mutiny Information Cafe.
Ryan Polisky, and I go as Late Night Weeknight.
It's Jim Norris, and I am self-employed.
Logan O'Connor, I play in the band MF Ruckus.
And the first thing we did when we came into town was we went to Wax Trax.
Bought records and CDs here since I've been pooping in my diapers.
A friend of mine's big brother had loaned me this copy of the Sex Pistols. Slapped that cassette in and fell in love.
We heard from the older kids that there was this really cool records shop.
So then it was on a quest to find where punk rock music, where I could get it.
I was like, I gotta go there.
Found a zine somewhere that said about this place, and the first time we came in, it was absolutely like heaven.
It was kind of like the cultural center of town.
And we'd come down here to get our t-shirts, you know, at Immy Jimmy, hair bleach at Fashion Nation, and we'd get all our records and t-shirts here.
Going over to the shops next door and finding like Faces of Death.
So you could rent Decline of the Western Civilization, Eraserhead.
And that's like when you could never find stuff like that.
All my underground culture and knowledge started here.
So you find a CD that you want, and you pull it up, and it's got the whole discography of...
My business partner Matt and I, when we had a zine, we'd come here and we'd consign it.
The first day we opened, didn't have any money. We had a pop machine here, And in order to make change, because we were starting to sell records, we had to take the money out of the pop machine.
The Mercury Cafe was right on the next corner. The bands coming in to play there would hang out here.
Well, Record Store Day every year is pretty memorable.
Getting to meet Black Flag and the Dead Kennedys.
It's always just insanity.
Bob Dylan has shopped here. Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top used to come in.
And people buy a lot of records, and we usually have a show.
People like the Ramones and X have done signings here.
It's fun.
The Violent Femmes have actually played in the store.
What record stores bring, music is the way that we all communicate with each other without wrapping each other up in dogma. You know, it's just like a free way to share thoughts and feelings and find out what's going on inside of you and feel types of emotions and ideas you haven't encountered before. And I think this place really has a real spirit of independence.
Only way to get exposed to it here in Denver. You'd come in and you'd listen to what we were playing, or you'd ask us, you know, what's good in new hardcore or in new goth.
I have the same people come in every Saturday.
It is, by and large, the only exposure a lot of people would have. Of course, it's different now with the internet. You know, all you got to do is click a few buttons. Still, if you don't have any idea what you're looking for, that's not going to help you much.
They've done really well adapting and overcoming the change in the music business.
It's because there's more interest in vinyl.
You see the same people, and they start to talk to me, and you learn people's stories.
There's never been a point in this store's history where we didn't have at least 2 or 3 people who work here playing in local bands and putting on shows, and all of us going to shows.
This is where, for me, I know a lot of my friends, to see their name on one of these little plastic cards was a really big deal.
So we've always had a very strong connection with the local music scene.
Every time we had a show, of course, you had to come up here to put the flyers and the posters up.
In the 80s, we even started our own record label and had several releases. It's called Local Anesthetic.
When we first opened, there were just a lot of rundown buildings, empty stores. In fact, I lived in the back of the store for a couple of years. I had some break-ins.
Watching the neighborhood clean up a bit has been nice.
Yeah, it's improved a lot.
I think that the sense of community here, people are still support this a lot.
People here are really passionate about music, and I think that's about the best way a record store could be.
It's been a great joy for myself and the others who work here.
Wax Trax Records, brother, here for your local music needs.
Hey, what up, man? Sounds on 29th would like to thank Hold Please Productions for their support.
The following programming contains adult themes and is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
I tried throwing up my food. I tried, but the black woman in me made me keep it. Bitch, don't throw up that food. You keep that food.
I should have just faked it, right? Adults fake it all the time. Like half of America probably thinks the Gaza Strip is a dance, and they're doing good, you know?
One thing I do have is my one and only pickup line. I just go up to them and I'm like, hey, you like chocolate?
There's more hell here than anything I've ever seen in my life. Where I'm from, if it starts to hell, it means the whole neighborhood's in trouble. It means that there's probably a siren behind it. Out here, it's just a Tuesday. Y'all love just softball-size hell.
What up? Excited to see you guys. Sometimes with comedy, it takes you places where you don't think that people are always going to be receptive of you. And with that being said, I got asked to do a show in Boulder, Colorado. I was in between pay periods, and I was like, let me just go get the money. And the closer I got to Boulder, that's when things started to change a little bit. My GPS was like, turn around, abort mission. You're not gonna make it. I was like, it might not be that bad in Boulder. It was bad in Boulder. And the closer I got, that's when it started to smell different. It smelled real vegan-like in Boulder. Smelled real granola-y like in Boulder. I don't even know if that's a word, but granolery, like in Boulder. There was a lot of plaid in Boulder. Subarus. A lot of man buns. The homeless people look successful. These people look like they came from a 2-parent household. So I'm on Pearl Street just taking it all in, and I was going into this store, and I was behind this beautiful, beautiful white woman, surprise. And she had her beautiful white baby with her, another surprise. And between the doorway and the baby and myself, she caught my reflection, and she turned around, and she was like, oh, Mommy, she scares me. I've never had a baby crucifix, but this baby gave me this. And when she did it, I was like, you scaring me. And it was like a scene from Mortal Kombat. She just stood still. And I could hear my grandmother say, this is a teachable moment, Shanae. Do not let this baby continue to go on through life thinking that all black people are scary. Some, but not all. I was a freedom rider so that you don't have to experience situations such as this. And I was like, you're right, grandmother. And I heard Rosa Parks say, finish her. So I kicked the snot out that little baby. Oh my God. Oh my God, I kicked the snot out that little baby. She lost a little Tom shoe, some little granola fell out of her pocket. Her hair moved just a little bit. Like, y'all called that abuse. I called that therapy. So I'm looking at her mom because I'm ready to give her the same thing. And I'm like, you probably taught her this. And she was just like, oh my God, thank you. I was like, thank you. She was like, thank you. She was like, this isn't even my daughter. She's my stepdaughter. I was like, what? She said, we had a rough day. I was like, really? She's like, will you do me a favor? I was like, absolutely, Megan. She was like, will you give her? She's like, will you give her another one? I was like, absolutely. She's like, wait, I'm going to do it in my DJ Khaled voice. I was like, go ahead, Megan. She was like, another one. So I just knee drived on her. Oh my God. So I'm not welcome back in Boulder in no time after that. I recently did Ancestry.com because I wanted to know what was going on with me besides the obvious. And it came back that I was an Afro-American white woman. Now, like, the 2% was like Nova Scotia, and I was just like, let me just ride this wave. So I called my mom. I was like, Mom, I did Ancestry.com, said I was an Afro-American white woman. She's like, Nay, whatever you do, be careful. She said, because you know white women are crazy. And I was like, indeed. So I hung up the phone, and I was like, I got to do some stuff that white women do that is going to make them proud of me to say, yeah, sister, welcome to the team. So there's these white women looking at me intensely, PBS. And I'm going to give you the list of things that I've done, and you give me the you go girl or flip your hair to let me know that I'm heading in the right direction as an Afro-American white woman. The first thing that I did, I found the whitest park here in Denver, which is Washington Park. And I touched a dog I didn't know. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Like, I got down there with the dog. I was like, who is this four-legged creature? She's like, his name is Hunter. And I was like, who is he hunting? She was like, nobody, just go ahead and touch him. Like, you could tell that Hunter got all his shots. You could tell that Hunter is in postcards, that Hunter sleeps in the bed, that Hunter goes to Sprouts. So I was like, I'm gonna be okay. So I got down there with Hunter, and I was having contractions. I've never been pregnant, but in my mind, I'm having contractions. And Hunter's looking at me, and I'm looking at Hunter, and he licked my face. And I was like, oh, Jesus. And Hunter went off into the sunset. I was like, okay. White woman go met, and write that right off my list. The second thing that I've done that I tried, and I'm not proud of as a black woman, but I tried throwing up my food. I tried, but the black woman in me made me keep it. It was like, miss, don't you throw up that food. You keep that food. I cried in the car. I saw it on Lifetime, and I was like, if they could do it, I could do it. Oh my God, Daddy loves you, it's okay. You're pretty. last but not least, I tried going to Orange Theory. I pushed the door open. I was like, I'm about to work and I'm about to be healthy. And I started smelling stuff, and I was like, no, Trump got something to do with this. I don't got to work out that bad. I'll keep my thighs. PBS, thank you so much. My name is Ben Shanae Ross.
Hey. So I saw something pretty wild recently. I saw a woman putting makeup on her baby. Just not a great way for that sentence to end, you know. I'm pretty sure I had the same reaction most of you are having right now. It's just like, man, can't believe that. Somebody finally accepts they have an ugly baby? Whoa! God is real, you know. Made me pretty happy. I like kids. I don't think I'm going to have any of my own. I have cats right now. I'm just going to stay there. 'Cause cats, already the perfect baby anyway, for several reasons. But probably the biggest reason is you can drop a cat. So one of the biggest complaints about babies, cannot drop them. You want to, slippery buggers, but you can't do it. 'Cause even if they land on their feet, still not good. Weak ankles, squishy knees, not a good time. Another reason why cats are better than babies. If they die before you, nobody gets suspicious. You know, so much better. I'm trying to be a bit of a better person. Been working on myself a bit lately. Fewer jokes like that. You know, I've been happier lately. I used to be very depressed. I felt kind of weird telling my depression jokes after I started doing better. And then I realized I wanted to keep telling them so that if there's anybody out there tonight, first of all, good for coming out or turning on the TV. Some days that's hard. Second of all, just know it can get better, but I have no advice for you whatsoever. Didn't learn a thing. One day my life just turned a corner, but depression is a maze. So just keep going. One day, maybe, you know. But I used to think about suicide a lot. I realized I could never go through with it because of how I was raised. Because growing up, my parents bought and wrote the local newspaper, and I have an English degree, so I can never finish a draft of a suicide note. Because what's the number one rule of proofreading? You gotta have a second set of eyes, right? Gotta have a good old peer review. That conversation's not gonna go great with the roommate. You know, it's just like, hey, sorry to interrupt the office again. Just wanted to, could you just take a look at this for me real quick? You know, just don't want to disappoint my parents. And they just be like, Allison, this is bad. This is scary. It's like, what? Was I sloppy with my choice of using the Oxford comma? It's just like, it's like, no, this is all conclusion, no introduction whatsoever. You're also missing the body. It's like, well, I was going to take care of that later, but everybody's a critic. I had a guy hit on me in a fun new way recently. It's like, hey, girl, tonight you want me to thump your melon? Just fun. I thought about it, and I realized maybe this guy was more creative with his pickup line than I gave him credit for. Because we thump melons to see if they're ripe. And we tell if they're ripe if they sound hollow. So maybe this guy was just saying, are you empty inside? Because that's my type. Let's do this. Let's go. I also had a woman recently tell me she liked my dress concoction. Like I had whipped it up in a cauldron that morning. Also, like I hadn't put thought into it. Like I wasn't trying to say something about who I was with what I was wearing. And at the time, I was wearing a Japanese maternity dress from 2009. So I was saying quite a bit. Less of a dress concoction, more of a dress confession. My confession is that I am economically savvy. Yeah, kept that maternity dress for 10 years. Also, when I was 19, I kept the clothes but gave up the baby. You know, so pretty good with money. Pretty good. Pretty thrifty. Also, if that joke makes you sad, did you want a dead baby joke? Because I did kind of already tell it, so it's fine. You can have it all, ladies. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. I did get pregnant when I was younger, got pregnant when I was 19, had the kid when I was 20, so couldn't be on TV for that. I checked. Too washed up, they said, crusty 20s. They were pretty rude. I wasn't raised on television growing up. Not watching cartoons as a child is the same thing as not watching the news as an adult, you know? Had no idea what was going on in the world at any point. Another kid came up to me on the playground once, was just like, so which Power Ranger would you be? And my response was just, I don't really think I have enough information to have an informed opinion on this issue. Could read up, get back to you. I should have just faked it, right? Adults fake it all the time. Like half of America probably thinks the Gaza Strip is a dance, and they're doing good, you know? They're like, what is Brexit? Is that when you leave brunch in a hurry? I'm not sure. I don't know. Okay, you guys have been very fun. Thanks for having me.
Kind of feel like I'm in church right now. How you guys doing? All right, guys, I need you to join in with me. When I say something, you just say it right after me, okay? Say neighbor.
Neighbor.
I love you.
I love you.
Say neighbor.
Neighbor.
Jussie Smollett didn't do it. Yo, I think Jussie Smollett is the O.J. Simpson of my generation, you know? Because white people were like, he definitely did. And black people were like, he definitely didn't too, but we can't say anything. I like Denver because there's a lot of white women. And I'm not very good at hitting on white girls, but one thing I do have is my one and only pickup line. I just go up to them and I'm like, hey, you like chocolate? One time I was hitting on a girl and I was like, hey, you like chocolate? And she was like, I don't know, is it gluten-free? I was like, I don't know. I don't know the nutritional value of a human, but so we were kind of talking later that night and we were going back and forth, and at the end of the night we were leaving the club and she was like, hey, I had a good time. I think we should do this again, but I gotta be honest. I've never met a person like you before. I was like, a person like me? What do you mean? You've never met another Pisces? She's like, no, I've never met like a person like you before. And I was like, do you mean a black person? She's like, yeah. And I was like, well, like, what do you want me to say in this situation? What I should have said to change the trajectory of this woman's life. She said, I've never met a person like you before. And I should have said, if you tell anybody, I'll kill you. Probably wouldn't have worked. You know what the equivalent to that joke is? Remember when you're growing up and your parents were like, stop crying, I'll give you a reason to cry? That joke's like, stop being racist or I'll give you something to be racist about. All right. So we ended up dating for like 3 months. And yeah, low standards. And we finally stopped dating just because she would take stuff I would tell her and use it kind of against me. One night we were laying in bed and she was like, hey, babe, what do you want for dinner? And I was like, pizza. Pizza always sounds good. And she was like, Papa John's or Papa Murphy's? Now, I had told her about maybe a month into our relationship that I grew up without a dad. He wouldn't play the hide and seeks when I was 5 years old, and I haven't seen him since. Yeah, he's a world champion. He's crushing it. So I told her that in confidence. I told her that, and she used it against me. And she said, hey, what kind of pizza do you want? And I was like, I don't know, whatever works. And she was like, do you want Papa John's or Papa Murphy's? And I was like, I don't really want either of those. And she just goes, is it because you grew up without a father? I was like, no, I just don't want crappy pizza, like. Also, make some noise if you're spiritual. Is anyone out there spiritual? I think saying you're spiritual is just another way of saying you're annoying. Like I'm trying to watch TV, get those candles out my face, So that didn't work out. And I like being in Denver just because, it's a different culture. It's a different environment. Like being in Colorado is one of the only places that you see where you've seen people like blackout drunk, completely hammered drunk, but they're still carrying around a Nalgene bottle with a bunch of stickers on it, the 14ers they call them, Like, how'd you climb that 14er when you can't climb that step? You know what I'm saying? All right. I just got back from Montana. Make some noise if you've been to Montana. Yeah. No reason to go. I just got back there, and I went on a fishing trip with one of my really good friends. And I'm black. You're welcome. And my best friend who I went with, his name is Jordan. Now, Jordan, we don't know what race he is. He's like if you went to Jamba Juice and said, hey, surprise me. Like, we're not sure what he's mixed with. And so we're in a place called Fishtail, Montana. And we get there and we're walking down the street. And we're going to this fly shop to learn about the price of licenses. So we're walking down the street, and this little girl comes out of the store. She's maybe 4 or 5 years old. She comes out, she points directly at me, and she goes, "Look, Mommy, a Blackfeet person." Yes, that was my reaction. It was super quiet, like, you know, when you drop your phone or you drop a baby. Like, I'm not exactly sure what I should be doing. And so the mom staring out. The mom was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. She just learned about a Native American reservation called the Blackfoot people. She saw you. I'm so sorry." And the reason I wasn't upset is because racism isn't born, okay? Racism is taught. So this little girl wasn't being racist. She learned about the Blackfoot people, saw a black person, made a correct assumption, my feet are black. I would have given her a gold star if I had it. So we kind of continue on. We're like, "Man, that was crazy." He's like, "Yeah." So we go into this fly shop, and this guy behind the counter is just looking at me and my friend Jordan, just watching. And he looks at my friend Jordan. He goes, "Hey, man, you from the Crow Reservation?" And Jordan's like, "No, I'm just up here fishing with my friend Elon for the week." And the guy takes a long, hard look at me. And before he can say anything, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm from the Blackfoot Reservation." Jordan had to pay $85 for a license, and I didn't have to pay anything. Because when you're from a reservation in Montana, licenses are free. So, yeah. Racism works like 3/5 of the time. Yeah, some of you paid attention in class. So I asked the guy behind the counter, and I was like, "Well, what's your name?" He's like, "My name's White Claw." All right, my name's Elon Striblin. You guys have a good night. Thank you.
Hope everybody's doing all right tonight. I'm excited to be doing a show for PBS here. We don't have that where I'm from in Alabama. Closest thing we've got is 24-hour church services on channels. It's a lot like it, but different. And another thing great about this show is before the show started, we showed you how many comedians you'd see tonight, and that's pretty special. That's kind of what that's about. Like I said, I'm not from around here. I'm from a little small town in North Alabama that I'm trying to put on the map, mainly because every tornado is trying to take it off. We don't even live above ground anymore, just like a bunch of redneck moles there, you know. I've lived out here for almost 4 years now, and there's a few things I'm getting used to. This is the only state that I've ever been to where people don't care about the 7-day forecast. It's a big deal where I'm from. I don't know a safer place to be a meteorologist than Colorado. Man, what a job for a weatherman. They're just in the back room, you know, just spinning a wheel, whatever it lands on. They're just, you know, partly cloudy again, 2 times. That's really silly, yeah. Put it up. They don't care. I mean, you guys just buy a Subaru, get a Patagonia jacket, get some trail mix. Y'all don't care. I've never seen anything like it, you know. Let a dusting turn into a foot out here. Y'all just go buy snowboards. Everybody puts on a pot of green chili. You talk about how the snow's actually good for the mountains of Colorado. What are y'all talking about? Where I'm from, if the weatherman misses, we lose an elementary school, half a neighborhood. He's got pressure. It's crazy, you know? It's a big deal where I'm from. It's what we talk about. You don't know somebody. You come up on a stranger. You bring up the weather. Not out here. Y'all won't talk to anybody that doesn't have a dog. It doesn't matter. And it better not be a full breed. It better be 11 different breeds that you've got. That better not be a full breed dog you've got right there. I'd love to pet it, but it looks, you know. I don't know. It's just a lot different for me, you know. I mean, the other day I was walking downtown and it started to rain, and I pulled out an umbrella. And people looked at me like I was from the future. Like I was a prophet or a wizard. They just wanted to touch my shirt. They didn't believe I was real, you know. This lady, she brought a sick kid. She was like, "Well, you kiss his head. He has a bad cough." All I did was watch the weather. I mean, what do y'all do around here? I've never seen anything like it in my life. It's just, y'all go downtown. Go when it starts raining, walk down Larimer, walk downtown Denver, anywhere. You'll just see people on lift scooters taking rain right to their head. Like, you know what? It's a lot better than Indiana. I'll just keep riding. Don't even take shelter. It's like y'all moved. Well, we moved out here for the mountains. If we get rained on, just bless it. You know, and I've never been to a place that there hasn't been a thunderstorm in this state without rocks in it. There's more hail here than anything I've ever seen in my life. Where I'm from, if it starts to hail, it means the whole neighborhood's in trouble. It means that there's probably a siren behind it. Out here, it's just a Tuesday. Y'all love just softball-size hail. I am from Alabama, and I like to talk about it a little bit when I've got some time. I do draw the line, though. If you're from Wyoming and you talk mess to me about Alabama, we're fixing to fight outside of this Applebee's. I'm sorry. I've been to your state before. You can't talk to me like that. It's the only place I've ever been where every 20 miles there's an electronic sign threatening me to get gas, you know? It's like, Derek, we've got 4 Sinclairs and 11 people. You need to top it off, all right? Next exit's tomorrow, Derek. I've never been so nervous to get gas. I mean, it's a warning. It's not. They're not asking. They're like, you know how people live here? They did not heed to the warnings, Derek. Southern Wyoming's the flattest place I've ever been. Hands down, flatter than Kansas. Not even close. I tell everybody, every prison in the country should be in Southern Wyoming. You could watch an inmate run away all weekend. I can just see him in the guard tower like, no, I'm not going to shoot him. I think we should, drive out there and let him know that we can still see him. No, Scott, when he left on Friday, he was this big, man. It's Tuesday and he's just a dot. He must have granola bars in his pocket. He has not quit running, man. I'm going to do what I should have done in college. I'm going to wrap it up. It's my favorite time of the year in Colorado. Summertime. It's the best time. There's no insects here. Y'all got 3 mosquitoes in this state, and they're all tagged for research. My favorite thing about this time of year is driving. Listen, this is the problem. During the winter, there's no warning signs at the bottom of any of y'all's mountains. There's no pamphlets, there's nothing. It's just all like, hey, come up here. We've got green chili waterfalls and Starbucks that are super modern. You should come up here. And so if you're in a 2-wheel drive Honda Accord and all you've got is a good attitude and a cut-off t-shirt, it gets scary. Because much like Wyoming, when I get up there, y'all have done something that I'm sure y'all feel really good about. Y'all, every 20 miles, there's an electronic sign. It says something like, biggest daggum snowstorm we've ever seen. Chain laws are in effect. Did y'all know that if you're not from here, you don't know what chains are? It doesn't say, hey, trucks, put some chains on. It just says, chain laws are in effect, $1,000 to you. So if you're in a Honda Accord and you don't know anything, listen, I see chain stations. You've never met somebody that's looked for a chain gift shop as hard as I did. Y'all could really rip off a good old boy if somebody was just standing there slanging chains. $750, I just saved myself $250. Nice try, Vale. And y'all love it when somebody like me pulls over on the side of the road with an Alabama license plate. I put on my flashers. Y'all don't slow down. Y'all in 9-wheel drive Subarus just burying me on the side of the road, just burying me. I'm just crying in my trail mix. I tell everybody out here, I wish y'all were driving through Alabama around April. Every 20 miles, there's an electronic sign. It says something like, biggest twister we've ever seen. I'd like to watch you green chili hillbilly sprint. Because let me tell you something that tornadoes do not care about. Subarus. I don't care how good your traction is. When you're on top of a cloud, Scott, it doesn't matter how good that thing turns, you're in trouble. Thank y'all so much.
Welcome to another edition of Sounds on 29th. I'm your host, Bree Davies. Hey, it's our season finale, which is really exciting. I wanted to get a perm for it, but my mom was like, no perm, so you get a party ponytail. That's what you get. Today on the show, we have my great friends, Churchfire. Wow. You guys are going to be blown away. I can't even, they're amazing. And then we have Bethany Hernandez, who's going to make us laugh really hard. But before we get to the fun stuff, let's get to the thankful stuff. Thank you so much to City O City, Watercourse Foods, Mutiny Information Cafe, and Three Kings Tavern for supporting public television. So rad. So our first act is Church Fire, and I've seen this duo perform in basements of houses and warehouses and on giant stages, and they're amazing no matter where they are. I can't wait for you to see them. Please welcome Church Fire. Wow. Man, that band is amazing. You can find Church Fire all over the internet, on Facebook and MySpace. Just kidding, not MySpace. Maybe. They're that cool. You never know. Bandcamp, SoundCloud, everywhere. You can also find us at cpt12.org. And if you missed any episodes or you want to catch anything from our back catalog, you can find us on YouTube at Colorado Public Television. So enough of my blabbering. We're going to have Bethany Hernandez up here in just a second. She is a comedian who is part of the wonderful comedy scene that we have happening in Denver right now. You can find her hanging out and performing at the El Chorito open mic and right here, right now on Sounds on 29th. Please welcome Bethany Hernandez.
Hi. Hi. Thanks, guys. Hello. I'm glad to be here. I'm really glad to be out of the house. I just recently moved back in with my mom because I didn't make a plan ever. So that's been actually pretty cool. It's nice to have a roommate who like cares whether I live or die. That's nice. I'll come home at night and she's sitting there like, oh, you're home, cool, you're home, not sold into prostitution somewhere. Great, awesome, let's celebrate, come sit down, let's watch this crime investigation show. Celebrate the fact that your body is your own. So that's pretty cool. She's a cool lady. She does have a gun, which I don't really approve of, but I mean, she's a 50-year-old woman who had been living by herself, and she's very wise. If anyone should be allowed to have a gun, she should be allowed to have a gun, which is what I thought until I found out that she has 3 other guns. And I was like, Mom, why the hell do you have 4 guns? And she was like, well, this first one didn't fit in my purse, and I needed a purse gun, obviously, you know. And the second one was just the wrong color, you know. And then the third one, has too much kickback and these wobbly arms. I was like, Mom, they're not shoes. Jeez. They're not, scarves. They're not men, something you should have a whole collection of, right? They're weapons. So that's a little about my mom. Don't ever try to break into her house. She'll get you for sure. So you'll know when you're in a relationship and it's going pretty well, things are progressing and all that. Yeah, me neither. I don't know how to talk about that. I was thinking about going on a date today, but then I burnt the roof of my mouth on breakfast, and then what's the point of going on a date? So I didn't do that. Dating is really an inhumane thing to do to yourself, I think. It's kind of the worst. I was on a date a little while ago, and this guy, he thought he was doing very well, which he wasn't. And because I saw in his eye, he was like, oh, this is the moment. This is it. I'm going to lay the big line on her. And so he leans in and he whispers in my ear. He says, you look like Buenos Aires, 1997. Okay. Thank you. To this day, I have no idea what the hell he was trying to say about me. I don't know what shape Buenos Aires is on a map, or if it was a different one in 1997. I'm not that up on my geographical history. But all I could think is maybe like in 1997, this guy was watching a lot of pageants or something, and there was some contestant from Buenos Aires who, like me, had A cups and thick eyebrows and couldn't speak English very well. Maybe I reminded him of that. And then I was thinking, how old is this guy and why am I talking to him at all? But while I'm processing all of this, I could tell that he was looking at me thinking, oh yeah, that worked. That totally worked. Look at her. She's so wet right now. She's wet like Seattle, 1985. I wasn't, needless to say. But that's it. That's all my jokes. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Bethany. That reminded me of, I lived with my mother too as an adult, but she just watched Dog the Bounty Hunter a lot. And worked. And did all the things that moms do, like cook for you and that kind of stuff. But enough about that. Let's get back to Church Fire. They're going to play some more music for us, so please enjoy Church Fire. Man, Church Fire is amazing. Where am I? Hello. Oh, hey. Okay. This has been another episode of Sounds on 29th, our season finale. Thank you so much to Church Fire and Bethany Hernandez. Everyone was amazing. You can find out more about us, about these acts, and public television by going to cpt12.org. Thank you again.
Grew up like many Denver natives, just hoping that John Elway is my real dad. I've decided recently that since I have cerebral palsy, I would like it if at my funeral, my pallbearers also had cerebral palsy. You know, just dragging the box to the hole.
Hi, I'm comedian Christy Buckley, and I'm here today with artist Thomas Detour Evans. We're going to be painting a mural today, and I am so excited. And just to show my excitement, I have created a little bit of art of you.
Wow.
Yes, you're welcome. It's
you.
$100.
Are you sure you have enough?
Yeah.
What are you trying to paint?
Like a turkey. You know, one of those hand turkeys?
You know what? Let's go get some ideas. Come on.
Okay. All right, Detour, so why don't you tell me a little bit about this piece?
This piece is in Rhino on a place called Nocturne.
Awesome. That would make sense. This is Nina Simone, obviously,
Yes,
and this
yes.
is a jazz club.
Yeah.
So how do you choose the other subjects you put in your paintings?
So like you said, a lot of the pieces that I choose to paint are people that have been influential in my life, whether it's Nina Simone with her music or whether it's just people that I know in the community.
Why don't we go take a look at another piece of somebody that you do know?
Awesome.
Let's go.
This is my friend's son, Britton. He's about 5 years old.
Awesome.
And basically, I just wanted him to know that you don't have to be famous or an athlete to kind of be immortalized on a wall.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I don't have to be famous.
You don't
That's
have to be
such
famous.
Pressure off my shoulders.
No one can know about you at all.
God, what a relief. So who's the most famous person you've ever painted?
I did paint Jay-Z and David Letterman for David Letterman's show on Netflix.
Never heard of him. All right, how can I help?
Let's have you like fill in this whole area with that red that you got right there.
Okay, good. Man, just me and you, buddy, making some art.
That's
this is
what's up. Wow, okay.
Are you Banksy? Legally, you have to tell me if you're Banksy. Blink twice if you're Banksy. I don't know, Detour. I think that you could sell these things.
How would I do that?
I'll show you. $1 million. You can't take it home, but you'll know in your heart it's yours. All right, Venmo me. It's that easy, man. Are you a good person?
Yeah, I try to be as much as possible.
Good for you.
Yeah. Hey.
I should try it. Thank you so much, Detour.
Awesome.
My ex-boyfriend lives down the street. He's gonna have to drive by this every day. Oh my God. This is real. I'm not even acting anymore. I'm so excited. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Let me take a picture.
Hey everyone, I'm Corey David, a local stand-up comic and host of the Mile High Update based here in Denver, Colorado. And we are Denver.
Exclusive private exotic zoo. Now ain't no governor, ain't no mayor Denver gonna tell me I can't exploit these cats and make some money off of them. So today in quarantine we're offering a special. Come to the Apartment Exotic Zoo and take a picture with my animals. This here's Randall. She's cute and furry and lovable, but she'll rip your face off if you hold her for too long. I'll kill you! I'm just kidding. I won't kill no cat. No way, no harm. This is Huey. She's a Black Panther. She don't ever know what's going on. She hardly knows her name. They say the Black Panthers is dangerous, but Huey Newton is just cross-eyed. Everybody here at the private Ho Exotic Zoo's got some kind of disability. So come on down. We'll safe distance. I'll just throw the cat at you from 6 feet. Randall, get over here, cat. Come here. Come show him what we can do. She a $30,000 cat, and she'll rip your face off if you don't act right. Randall, sit. You see that? I'm the tiger champion. I've been training her since she was a kitten. If you come today, you'll get exclusive opportunity to meet Denver's oldest dinosaur. This is Michelangelo. She lives a real complicated life in this shell, and she don't let anybody tell her what to do. Michael, come out. Now, I raised you for the last 28 years. You'd think you would come out to say hi to the people. Don't worry, if you come today, she'll warm up. Sometimes you just gotta give her a belly rub. I'm Ho Exotic. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you come to the private exotic zoo here in the city. Exclusive access to wild cats like Randall. The governor says only essential businesses is open, and this is the most essential business in my life. Hi, Randall. She loves her daddy. Butt sniffers. Hey, quit sniffing each other's butt. Hey.
me down. I'm seeing with fresh eyes all the things I never realized in my concrete life. Oh, my concrete life gets old sometimes. Out here, we light a fire to cure the blues. Out here, stripped down, I got nothing to prove. I am new but old, filled with stories gone untold in my mind. And I'm always in a rush. But out here I'm taking my time. I'm taking my time. It's just more than an escape. I'm feeling more awake, and the mountains have a way of breaking me down. I'm seeing with fresh eyes all the things I never realized in my concrete life. Oh, my concrete life gets old sometimes. It gets old sometimes. This is more than an escape. I'm feeling more awake, and the mountains have a way of breaking me down. I'm seeing with fresh eyes all the things I never realized in my concrete life. Oh, my concrete life gets old sometimes.
My name's Corey David, and welcome to the Mile High Update. It is getting crazy out there, and lawmakers are starting to bend the rules in order to help small businesses. In addition to food, bars and restaurants can now start offering alcohol like cocktails and beer to go, which I, for one, couldn't be happier that road sodas are finally legal. Isn't that awesome? Used to have to be really slick about it. Put beer in a coffee mug or maybe a kid's cup. Now, I don't even have to explain to a police officer why I have a fully rimmed margarita glass in my cup holder. It's almost as if we asked, how could this get any crazier? And then the government said, hold my beer. Last week, the city of Denver threatened to close down every liquor store and weed dispensary in the city, to which Denver residents responded by flooding every single store in town. So democracy still works, that's good news, and it forced lawmakers to have to reconsider. So the Great Prohibition of 2020 lasted all of 4 hours before weed and alcohol were deemed essential. Unfortunately, for people like myself, in that time, I had already whipped up 5 batches of bathtub gin to capitalize on the upcoming prohibition, which I started packaging in these milk jugs. So if you need any gin, please send me some money. That would be great. I can't guarantee that it's good. Let's give it a shot. Ooh, that's good. That's great. So if you need anything, just DM me. You can Venmo me some money. I'll send you whatever. I'll take any money that you have. We are sitting on a lot of product right now, so anything helps. Please, please. Side note, I am also out of milk jugs. And so is the grocery store. If you could send any of those, that would be great. I haven't taken a shower in a week because there is still an entire batch of 100% American-made hooch sitting in my bathtub. So please, anything helps. The term essential has become a word that lacks clear understanding, much like the word great. To some people, the word great means good for everyone, and to others, it means for just rich white people. Last week, liquor stores were deemed essential, causing some people to get really mad and in an uproar. But what they don't understand is that some people are so dependent on alcohol that if they quit cold turkey, they might actually die. Which is why now, more than ever, we should be talking about alcoholism like the disease that it is. Just like marijuana can offer medical grade services, we should have medical grade booze. You would go to the doctor and get a note, or a booze badge, if you will. We wanted to call it a liquor license, but that was already taken. It works the same way. You would just go to the doctor, and instead of telling them that you have glaucoma, you just tell them that your marriage is failing. This is for people that actually need whiskey to survive. Not like a teenager that drinks Skol like it's water, but for adults that are stuck in quarantine. With teenagers that drink Skol like it's water. Maybe now bartenders will start to get the respect they actually deserve. Like, pour me a scotch, doc. I need my vitamins.
You're masking your thoughts, but your soul needs footprints that lead me straight to you. Easy wasn't made for people like us. It's never enough to just be fools. But you met me at my coldest, and somehow you softened me. But I was just too young to notice that no one had watered me. Looking at the past and knowing nothing's gonna be the same. Holding on to present like a gift I wanna give away. But you know we bought tomorrow, and every day after that we own the rights to this future, and I ain't gonna give it back, no. I ain't gonna give it back, no, no, no. sweat, that juice, that crunk, that funky style. Do it to me, baby, I'm feeling it now, so push up. That juice, that crunk, that funky style. Hold that thought, you keep interrupting my groove.
Well, I wanted to tell you look really pretty tonight, and
You should pause, this conversation is killing the mood. Turn it up, no time for talking. Wanna see your body rocking all night long. I don't care what's in your pocket. Wanna know if you can rock me all night long. Can you keep up? Tell me, can you get down with this funk?
give me that heat, that sweat, that juice, that crunk, that funky stuff.
Do it to me, baby, I'm feeling it now, so push up.
Give me that heat, that sweat, that juice, that crunk, that funky stuff.
Can you keep up? Tell me, can you get down with this funk?
That sweat, that juice, that crunk, that funky stuff.
Do it to me, baby, I'm feeling it now, so push up.
That juice, that crunk, that funky stuff.
Hold my drink, they playing my favorite song. Let's groove tonight. You don't have to speak, you don't have to hold up the wall. Get your back up off the wall. Turn it up, no time for talking. Wanna see your body rocking all night long. I don't care what's in your pocket. Wanna know if you can rock me all night long. Can you keep up? Tell me, can you get down with this funk?
Give me that heat, that sweat, that juice, that crunk, that funky stuff.
Do it to me, baby, I'm feeling it now, so push up.
Give me that heat, that sweat, that juice, that crunk, that funky stuff.
Can you keep up? Tell me, can you get down with this funk?
That sweat, that juice, that crunk, that funky stuff.
Do it to me, baby, I'm feeling it now, so push up.
That juice, that crunk, that funky stuff. This is Doctor Rock the Shocker, and I need you to funk me up. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Can you funk me up? Ha! I said feet don't fail me now. We've got the science. For your minds. It's that grand alliance. Ha! One more time. We got the science. For your minds. It's that grand alliance.
If you're just tuning in, you're watching the We Are Denver Network. It's a collection of the dopest artists and creatives that we have available in our city. The whole point of this network is to help artists get paid, so pay attention to their handles and payment information at the bottom of the screen. And if you like what you see, send them some money. Even a few dollars from a few dozen people goes a really long way right now. Remember, we're all enjoying art to help keep us entertained at this time, so give back to the people that are making it.
If there is one claim I have, it is that I am the father of the cone cut. This here is a traffic cone. And I'm working on a relief print. So the history of the cone cut starts here. It starts now. It started 14, 15, 16 years back, 1999. Printmaking has a long and rich history of being the outlaw of the arts, of distributing ideas to people, teaching literacy, and giving social commentary to the masses. Not all printmakers are scoundrels, thieves, and have to resort to digging through the garbage and putting prints up out on the street. Some printmakers actually hold jobs in academia, or they own a proper shop with retail and teaching. They aren't guerrilla the way I am.
Just kind of the fun part. It's funny, when I first met Frank, went over to his house and was looking at these things and the way he prints them by rolling that big roll of paper over them, and it just seemed like something that
Hello and welcome to the We Are Denver Westward Variety Show. I'm your host tonight, Mike Hale Cooley, and I'm just here to remind you to pay your lovely, lively artist, okay? If you're feeling mad generous, their Venmo or Cash App name is gonna be at the bottom. So what you're gonna do is, you're gonna pay that, right? You're gonna type it in your phone and give them $1 or $2. Every little bit helps as a hungry person, myself. So, if you're feeling mad generous, pay your artist and enjoy the rest of the variety.
Well, I'm tired of fighting, for no war can be won. There's two sides in each battle, and both sides are outgunned. We can dance while we want to, we can dance away the nights, calling 3 a.m. taxis, drinking cheap bags of wine. And I'll dance while I have you, but all dances do end. For a war I can't win, it's just round the bend. But your love wasn't easy, surely weren't free. I sold all that I had till there weren't much in me. Now you're gone and on the mend, but all good things must end. From a stranger to a lover, to a stranger again. My mind built those cities, all those castles and trains, all the roads with no signs that rode amongst the plains, where the silver line hiding will come out to stay, where I'd love you, my dear, and you'd love me the same. Your love wasn't easy, surely weren't free. I sold all that I had till there weren't much in me. Now you're gone and on the mend, but all good things must end. From a stranger to a lover, to a stranger again. Oh, and your love wasn't easy, surely weren't free. I sold all that I had till there weren't much in me. Now you're gone and on the mend, all good things must end. From a stranger to a lover, to a stranger again.
That was phenomenal, wasn't it? The artist is talented, ain't they? Huh? Wow. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking if you like what you see, you're gonna pay for what you see. So remember, the artist or everybody, if you just want to donate, that Venmo Cash App is gonna be at the bottom of your screen. So please, please, donate to it. So now I think we got some singing or some dancing. Maybe a tap shoe or something like that. I don't know what's next. But if you like what you see, just give them $1 or $2, please.
My name is Jessica Rose.
My name is Jamie.
My name is Jason.
My name is Robin.
My name is Kaylin.
My name is Tyler.
My name is Jackie.
My name is J-Live.
My name is Darian.
And this is my story.
I just don't remember life without music, honestly.
It's possible to learn from music.
Music for me has been everything.
Music is a big thing in my life, and I just love it.
Music is who I am. Youth on Record is a social justice nonprofit, and we teach music education and spoken word and social solutions and problems in different schools and treatment centers across Denver.
We had originally been started by a few members of a local band called the Flowbots, who wanted to use music to address one of the most pressing issues of our time, which is the dropout crisis.
The importance of our youth to use music to tell their stories stems from music being this common denominator.
One thing that really sets Youth on Record apart is the teachers that we put in the classroom every day. They're local working musicians who are from the same backgrounds as the students that they're serving.
Myself, I'm actually a high school dropout, and what's really full circle about me working for this organization is I get to go in to these high schools and deal with the same student that I was.
These students, for whatever reason, traditional education didn't work for them. Just like the people that work on Youth on Record, a lot of traditional careers or work, they didn't work for us.
When I was little, I felt like students would look at me as if I was dumb for raising my hand when I didn't understand anything. But now I realize that at school, all I do is raise my hand, and it helps a lot.
I would consider myself a troubled youth. I was hanging with the wrong crowd. I was just running around in the streets and thinking I was cool and stuff.
There's a lot of distractions in New York, so it's easy to get into trouble. But over here, you know, it's just, there's a lot more going, and there's not a lot of access, like, you know, trains and buses. So I just stay home and mind my business.
Youth on Records, well, it helps if you're really into music. And, you know, a person like me, I know what I want to hear in a song, so music production was just perfect.
It keeps, you know, kids out of trouble, and also it's a place where, you know, kids meet each other, you know, different races, different age groups.
The teachers here like AL and Tyler, they really make it seem as if it can happen and it's possible. And we met J Live. I remember when he was telling us about J Live, I didn't know who it was. Then I went home and I realized that he was a legend. It was something to remember.
Now presiding in this court of hip-hop justice, my rap forte is judge, jury, bailiff, for prosecuting, DA, considerus, paraphrase.
I think music is great for kids because it's instantly relatable. You know, you grow up, there's songs and artists that you love, that influence your they become the theme music to the soundtrack to your life.
Everybody was so excited, and the first time they showed up, it was like more kids than we expected, and everybody was like, oh, thanks, this is great. Everybody showed up early, left late, and you see their confidence starting to shine through, and the tracks that came out were just awesome.
A lot of students need positive role models because either the parents aren't there, they're too busy, and we kind of serve that purpose, and we're glad to do it.
I'm trying to, graduate and get a job and do this and that. Sometimes I feel down about that, but then I look at people who have been through the same situation, and it makes me feel better because they were just like me.
I don't know, I feel special. Like, just the people, I could just feel their vibes, and just seeing them smile, it makes me smile even bigger.
I'm 1 out of 6, and all 6 of us, none of us graduated or anything, and I'm the only one that got a GED.
Anybody that's looking to get into mentorship or being with youth in a consistent and caring way, get ready to learn more from the youth than you could ever impart on them.
Nothing in this world can make me feel so alive. Nothing can make me not love you.
Drifts away to far off land I will go someday. But when she carries me to my heavenly home, and all that remains on earth will be my bones. So I'll sing to you my strange sad lullaby. Oh, I'll sing to you my strange sad lullaby. As the north winds usher me in, a new star glows at night. And when you feel lonely, look up, see my light. Don't you curse at the wind, she's just doing what she's told. It's an age-old story that's always been
Hi, welcome back to the We Are Denver. Hey, man. Welcome back to the We Are Denver live stream. Okay, keep your eyes up here. Now, you are watching the Westward Variety Show, and you are going to continue to watch the Westward Variety Show. You ain't gonna watch none of this, okay? And don't forget to tip. And if you tip good, hey, man. If you tip good enough, you may get to stop paying it. Stop that. And if you tip good enough, you might just get to see the surprise at the end of the show. Continue to enjoy the variety, man.
laid my eyes all lay across this earth, but I can't seem to name exactly what it's worth.
Drown out the noise, we rising like smoke. Just let it all go. On to the next, don't get lost in the moment. Connections a crucial component. You are the light, got to own it. Love is you still got to hone it. Cause we only here for the moment. All you got it by your heart, all you got it by your truth, all you got it by the glitter and the gold. I wake up feeling got it by my soul. Got it by the light that my ancestors shown. Got it to the islands of Hawaii. Shout out to my auntie Drew and Havani. Mama can't play the fire right inside me. I wanna know if you
what I can show to give your heart to
But I'm gonna have to buy what, a tip and a.
Is it somebody's anniversary today?
Could be, yes.
Are you Mike?
Yes, sir.
You guys mind if I sing a song real quick?
I wanna make you smile whenever you're sad. Carry you around when your arthritis is bad. Oh, all I wanna do is roll with this break. So it could be so nice. Growing old with I'll miss you, kiss you, give you my coat when you are cold. Need you, feed you, I'll even let you hold the remote control. So let me do the dishes in our kitchen sink. Put you to bed when you've had too much to drink. Oh, it could be so nice growing old with you. I'll miss you, kiss you, take your shoes off and rub your feet. Need you, feed you, and when we play checkers, I'll let you cheat. So let me do the dishes in our kitchen sink. Put you to bed when you've had too much to drink. Oh, it could be so nice growing old with you. I wanna grow old with you.
Happy anniversary, sir.
You're the straight man?
Do you want to take a quick picture together?
Sure.
Yeah, we do.
Got him.
You are so good. Lovely shade of red. It's very fetching. I mean, my
That's great.
They are the only ones who understand me. I am the only one that understands them. 4 skinny trees with skinny necks and skinny elbows like mine. 4 who do not belong here but are here. 4 raggedy excuses planted by the city. From our room we can hear them, but Nenny just sleeps and doesn't appreciate these things. Their strength is secret. They send ferocious roots beneath the ground. They grow up and they grow down and grab the earth between their hairy toes and bite the sky with violent teeth and never quit their anger. This is how they keep. Let one forget his reason for being, they'd all droop like tulips in a glass, each with their arms around each other. Keep, 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 trees say when I sleep. They teach when I'm too sad and too skinny to keep keeping, when I am a tiny thing against so many bricks, then it is I look at trees. And there's nothing left to look at on this street. For who grew despite concrete. For who reach and do not forget to reach. For whose only reason is to be and be.
Thank you for tuning in to the Westward Variety Show with We Are Denver, the live stream. This is live and great. All right, so now if you don't know what I'm here to do, I do it all the time. I'm just gonna tell you to pay the actors and the musicians and the dancers and the painters and the sculptors and the people who yodel. Do it, you know what I'm saying? Pay them, because it's a pandemic outside, man. And we are starving. You could feed an artist today for only $1 an hour. The Venmo's at the bottom. Thank you.
Welcome to Ocular Virtual. Today we'll be integrated into our higher dimensional selves and fifth dimensional energies. Enjoy!
Welcome to another Aki and the Virtuals workout experience. Let's get ready and pose. And pose. And pose. And pose. Now let's get into these rolls. Body roll. You can move your shoulders with it, but make sure you're moving and accessing your whole body. Now twirl. And step, step, step. And step, step, step. Hey, now bounce it. Yep, bounce it. Hey, hey, bounce it. Yep, you bounce it. Hey. This is called the wind up. Dip it low and pick it on up. Dip it low and pick it on up. Step, step, step. Clap, step, step, step. Clap, step, step, step. Clap, step, and clap, step, 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 and clap, step, 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 and clap, step, 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 and clap. Now you know what time it is. It's time for you to do your own thing. Get into it. It's time to shine. And pose. And pose. And pose. This has been an Aki and the Virtuals workout experience. Game over. Thank you so much for joining us. It's always a pleasure to have you. And you are so beautiful and so loved. And you're doing great, so just keep it up. don't forget to shine. And just be yourself. Flaunt it. Own it. Don't forget to subscribe.
I am not human. I am not human. I am not human. I am not human, so I cannot bleed. I am made of mud, I commune with the trees. And you can see my face, cause you can't comprehend. And I go full time, space and money, my friends again. I am not human, so I cannot bleed. I am made of mud, I commune with the trees. And you can see my face, cause you can't comprehend. And I go full time, space and money, my friends again.
Do it for the one time. There's no anthology. Hip hop, hypocrisy, all tragedy. Sophocles, my autonomy's dissect economy. Probably godless like the world on top of me, Old head honorary who honor only honesty. On heart, yo, I'm hungry. Mouth stay watering. Throw hands like Potter reaching gospels when I taught you. Off odyssey, lobotomy, immaculate oddities.
Silver surfing over galaxies. I put that 3S polygon, not isosceles. The red plague to my enemies, I'm the Crimson King. Inhaled through pitch black lungs and gave birth to the sea. Blew out an odyssey, that little black dot, it was me. Inspired prophecies and gave violent sirens to serenade me. Rolling blunts, you virgin thought shine, girl of my dreams. Triple dark at nights and spark thoughts spread the disease.
I am not human, so I cannot bleed. I am made of mud, I commune with the trees. And you can see my face, cause you can't comprehend. And I can fold time, space and money, my friend again. I am not human, so I cannot bleed. I am made of mud, I commune with the trees. And you can see my face, cause you can't comprehend. And I can fold time, space and money, my friend again.
This is the Headroom Session Studio. If you're enjoying this stream, you can show your support by sending a payment to the link that you see on your screen, and you can rest well knowing that you're supporting Denver's incredibly vibrant, creative community. We're all in this together. I'm Brenton Way, and we are Denver. One and two. When one was bullied, two was there. Two would give one warm plate to fill belly and soul, and warm bed to keep spirit at ease. Two would fight off monsters. When two was lonely, one was there. One would make two smile and laugh, and wrap two in soothing innocence. One would fight off monsters. Then one day, one won honor, and two grew gnarled. Two found love, and one felt burning blood. Division wedged into the cracks of vulnerable and insecure. And none would fight off monsters. And now alone are 1 and 2, finding their way in the world, finding the new ones. When 2 was young, 1 fought alongside. Now 1 is grown, and 2 are monsters.
Don't drink from the well of yet. Taste the waters and you'll soon forget. It's not then or now that binds you. Are you married yet? You got babies yet? Are you happy yet? Are you comfortable yet? Did you find it yet? Are you satisfied?